Welcome to a car park in Whitby. I'm joined by Graham King, who is probably one of the most prolific motoring writers at the moment. You seem to be writing everywhere. It appears everywhere, Graham.
Yes. Well, it certainly feels like it.
And we're actually next to a big brown tent, and we're 2 hours early for the Grand Tour, the filming of, is it the fifth, the sixth episode?
This is the third filming session, which will be sort of episodes 5 and 6. They might not actually be 5 and 6 the way these things work. They're probably going to be out of sequence. But yeah, it's certainly the third filming session they've had with the tent.
It's a brilliant tent. It's big, brown, with the Grand Tour on the top, and people are just walking past it here in Whitby, and it's fantastic to think that there's Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond and James May in that tent, or they will be soon.
Well, I mean, that's probably why they've come to Whitby, because it's about the only place in the UK where people are see that and not really pay any attention to it, because nothing like that ever happens here.
No, it doesn't. And it's quite bizarre, because they've been to Johannesburg, they've been to California, and now they're in the Yorkshire coast in Whitby. And you're from Scarborough, I'm from Hull, so it fits quite nicely. Yeah,
well, I mean, they do all have Yorkshire roots. Clarkson was born in Doncaster, lived there until he was in his 20s.
Didn't he tweet to say he's home? This is where
he did. He actually went via wherever it was he lived outside Doncaster.
I see.
And then May, I think, was born in Harrogate, and Hammond spent his teenage years in Ripon, and of course he started his career on Radio York.
This is why Graham is the most prolific motoring writer I know.
Because I know
he
all
knows
this stuff.
Everything motoring-wise. And you'll like this. Everyone on YouTube always accuses me of trying to be Richard Hammond. And it's not something I do on purpose, no.
Well, see, I always find it curious that you are compared to Richard Hammond, because his shtick is he's a short, angry bloke, and you're not particularly short.
I'm the same height as him.
Usually, are you? And you're usually very cheerful.
Yeah, I'm pretty cheerful, but
Maybe
I am
it's
about
the
the same
hair,
height as Hammond. He's got long floppy hair, and he's got a beard. It's not here though.
Yeah, no.
Here we are, preparing for the Grand Tour.
That's actually mildly terrifying.
James and Jeremy will be joining us soon, but in the meantime, I've come to sit with Graham King in a Focus ST in a car park in Whitby. Why did we come to Whitby? Clarkson! No?
Yeah.
Let's talk Drive Tribe.
Drive Tribe.
Because you and I are both part of this new Drive Tribe channel, concept, project, whatever you want to call it, which is, of course, being run by Andy Willman, Jeremy Clarkson, James May, and Richard Hammond. And
they've got a tech investor called Erno Schmidt as CEO.
I told you, he knows everything when it comes to motoring.
I think there's a former web editor of the Financial Times is actually managing the website. They've got some big name UK journalists involved, certainly.
Of course they have.
Ben Pullum is managing editor. Jethro Bovingdon is his channel is called Pro Lucky Bastard, which about sums up his life.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Yes.
But it looks interesting.
It looks interesting. I haven't quite got my head around it. We got our sort of final instructions for it a few days ago.
Less final instructions, more quick note.
Yes.
We'll leave it there because we're going to go and find somewhere with Wi-Fi so we can upload this, so that if you're stuck at work and you actually applied and would like to be at the Grand Tour, because they're not going to let us film in there, this is the closest we're going to get, we can at least try and entertain you for a few minutes of your morning at work this morning. So we'll no doubt be updating on Twitter and social media as much as we can. I'm not sure how much we're going to be allowed to say afterwards, but we're not allowed to take phones or anything. I don't think Graham's even going to be allowed to take his elbow pads in. I'm certainly not going to be allowed to take Richard Hammond in, but for now,